Hello, and welcome to this short video about what is Tier 0 servers and how to secure it. I'm Ewan Brown at Somerford Associates, and today I'm joined by Mark Lillywhite from Delinea. Tier 0 can be defined as assets that have the most significant impact on the operations of your business. These include, but are not limited to, domain controllers, databases, and Unix systems hosting critical applications. By implementing Tier 0, you start to introduce restrictions in lateral movement, and today we're going to take a look at Delinea's privilege control for servers and see how this solution can easily help you implement Tier 0 and lateral movement to secure your most critical assets. Users can move laterally when logging onto a domain with privileged access or SSH keys and easily execute remote commands within your environment. And this is typically exploited by bad actors.
Certainly, I've dealt with customers before where their Active Directory has been completely compromised because of lateral movement. And once the Active Directory is gone, the entire business potentially is down for a period of time until hopefully you can recover Active Directory. But if the backups have been compromised as well, rebuilding Active Directory is a massive job. And so whether you're using SSH keys, whether you're using AD, certainly protecting those critical assets, those Tier 0 servers, becomes essential. And it's easy to laterally move or remote execute. Stage one of protecting them is to use some kind of a privileged access management vaulting solution. That allows you to take the root accounts, the local administrator accounts, and use those for access on a typical basis, which means that they don't have the ability to laterally move, but they have the privilege on the system itself to do the tasks that are necessary by MFAing the user and then giving them access to a credential, which they never see, they just get to use. Straight away, you've mitigated the whole tiering system and made sure the lateral movement can't happen. If you use a vaulted approach, clearly you can have the systems log on one at a time, but again, depending on which accounts you're using, lateral movement is still possible. And so by using privilege control for servers, which is an agent-based solution you install on each of your critical workloads, Unix, Linux, or Windows, that prevents lateral movement because each system is independently secured. And so whether I can log on to system A and then try and remote execute onto a Tier 0 server, the agent will block me and alert. So privilege control for servers prevents lateral movement and can potentially introduce things like MFA or privilege elevation as well. Very specifically, if you try and direct access a server with a set of credentials that may well be valid, the agent itself, the PCS agent, will say, thank you, you're not under the policy, I will not allow you onto this box, and again alert and make sure that you can't do it. So the agent itself is what's giving you the power to make sure that lateral movement doesn't happen, access does happen, and you can be quite clever about it. You can put workflows in for just-in-time access, you can put time of day, so between 9 and 5 I'm allowed in, and between 5 and 9 I've got to go through a workflow. So there's a lot that you can do there to make sure that the control is in place when somebody does access, but that the lateral movement is stopped dead in its tracks. And the reason we introduced Tier 0 as a concept is because whilst you may want to protect every workload, Unix, Linux, Windows, a pragmatic approach is to take the Tier 0 workloads and definitely protect those. Like I say, we had a customer where the AD was compromised. They have 170 PDCs and BDCs, and that's the bit that they protect. You put the agent on, no lateral movement. And so that guarantees that AD stays protected. Extend that out to your database servers, to your hypervisors, to your DNS servers, and pretty much the Tier 0 stuff becomes protected from itself.
So in summary, we can look at vaulting those anonymous privileged accounts, such as root, administrator, SA, and they can become part of your break glass process. And by installing the PCS agent on target systems, that prevents lateral movement when users log on with their privileged accounts, securing your systems. And then finally, what we can also do to enhance this further is also restrict the number of commands that a particular operator or administrator can execute at a time. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this today, and we shall see you soon.